Watch stunned CNN host called fake news by panelists he chose. Oh wow, this is the most satisfying thing you will see all day. CNN put together a panel of average Americans with the express intent of smearing President Trump. But things went horribly wrong for CNN. CNN Ohio voter panel shows support for Trump is strong and solid.
Anderson, Butler County, Ohio, north of Cincinnati, has been very kind to Republican presidential candidates over the years. Since 2000, the Republican candidates won each time, including in 2016 with Donald Trump with 61% of the vote. And with us right now are 9 Trump voters here in Fairfield, Ohio at Rick's Tavern and Grill. And the reason we're here is we watched the hearing on big screen TV this morning, and you all came back to talk to me tonight. Thank you for coming back. First thing I want to ask you, it is a crime when you testify before Congress to lie. That is perjury. You can go to prison for it. Raise your hand if you believe James Comey lied at all. 4 of you believe he lied. Yep. Raise your hand. He says that Donald Trump, quote, told lies plain and simple. Raise your hand if you believe Donald Trump has lied at all about the situation. None of you believe that. For those of you who did not raise your hands, if neither person lied, how could that be possible? They tell different things. Who didn't raise their hand? Why do you think if nobody lied, how could that have happened?
Well, first of all, things can be distorted and appear like lies. And I think maybe the media might have distorted some things, and now we're not getting both sides.
Now you raised your hand. Do you think Mr. Comey should go to jail?
I think that my impression of Comey at the beginning of this was that he was kind of an Elliot Ness kind of guy, the way he went after Martha Stewart. But especially this testimony today, he's more like an Ian Fleming, where he wants to be the next novelist. A lot of things that he came up with seemed like he's more inclined to fiction.
One of the things he testified about, he said he was in a room with President Trump. President Trump told his attorney general and his son-in-law to get out. And he says President Trump told him he hoped he would let it go regarding the Flynn investigation. My question for you, a lot of people arguing hope, that means he didn't order him. But if your superior, your boss, or when you're little, if your parent says they hope you do something, isn't that an imperative that you do it? Or is that not necessarily an imperative?
He's been manipulated by the Clintons too, when Lynch told him to overlook the meeting with...
Let me just talk about Hillary Clinton right now is not president. I talk about this situation.
Yeah, let's not talk about Hillary, the criminal.
What he says.
So you don't think that Comey's telling the truth about that?
Right.
What do you think?
I think Mr. Comey should have said something at that time.
Should have said something to who? To Mr. Trump?
Mr. Trump.
What should he have said to Mr. Trump?
That I cannot do that. I have to go on with investigations, etc. And we have to do it. And he did not do it.
I was never asked why I didn't think he was being truthful, but I believe he didn't adequately explain why he couldn't just tell Trump that this is inappropriate, or tell the chief of staff or DOJ to tell Trump. He continued on with that, and he couldn't adequately explain that. It's like, I feel the whole thing was wrapped around this.
Mr. Comey says he believes he was fired because of the Russia investigation. Interestingly, Donald Trump has said, I fired him because of Russia. Is there a problem with that?
No.
No, I don't have a problem.
Why isn't there a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with that. First of all, Mr. Trump represents the United States of America. President Trump is our president, and he sets a standard for everything. And when he
let me just say, he had commented many times, according to the testimony, that he liked the job that Mr. Comey was doing. And all of a sudden he's firing him because he doesn't like the...
Well, I think you try to be uplifting and encouraging to your quote-unquote employees, but also he sent Mr. Comey several opportunities to be forthright and honest with him, forthcoming with some answers, and Mr. Comey kind of dropped the ball on that.
Let me ask you this before we go. I think I may know the answers to this, but a show of hands. How many of you feel better about Donald Trump, your president, after this hearing? How many of you feel worse about Donald Trump? I guess y'all raised your hands the first time. So you think that was a success for Donald Trump, but not for Mr. Comey?
Yes, absolutely.
There you have it. There you have it. Host Gary Tuckman asked the panel questions related to James Comey's congressional testimony. In particular, did they think that Trump had lied as implied by Comey? Did you get the last part? Not only did none of the panelists raise their hands when asked who thought Trump had lied, one woman basically told CNN that it is fake news trying to ram a phony narrative down Americans' throats. Bravo! Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.